storage.
yadda za a samu cikakken ci
wàásù ẹni ọ̀wọ̀ ní kólà tó fẹ́ ó ní ó yẹ kí àwọn ènìyàn súnmọ́ Ọlọ́run kí á sì máa.
Into history, going down to the Niger Delta, an area covered by mangrove swamp. On the western edge of the Niger Delta, in the former Midwest state of Nigeria, are the thick forests. Ishekiri is one of the ethnic groups in Delta State, and little wonder why they are predominantly fishermen and traders. In the 17th to 19th centuries, they acted as middlemen to carry out trade between the Europeans at the coast and the people further in the land. Nana, a phenomenal and mythological giant of history, especially to the Shekiri nation, was a descendant of Olumo, who was then the governor of the Shekiri nation in 1884. About the time European countries were to hold Berlin Conference to formulate a policy to scramble for the partition of Africa. As a result of this, unfortunately in Nana's small part of the continent, he was found to have stood against his colonial policy and his back was broken. He died on July 3rd, 1916 at the age of 74. To date, he remains a monumental figure. This peep into history led to the visit to Nana Living Museum in Koko, a place that was formerly known as Cocoyam Plantation. Hence, the name Koko meaning cocoyam in Ishekiri language.
Welcome to Koko Nana Living History Museum. This house was built 1907 of mud. It was completed 1910. That's after 4 years. The Englishman that came here to see Nana at that time, was surprised to see this type of gigantic building that was established or put in this Koko in the south of Delta. And he was so surprised that he said, wow, this is a palace. And right from then, this place bore that name, Palace, and not that Nana was a king. But he was bigger than a king. He was a governor in his time.
Significantly, a statue of Nana stands tall at the entrance of this community, beckoning tourists to the famous Nana Museum, where all that is left of him are relics. One of Nana descendants, Mr. Anthony Nana, who is the caretaker of the museum, led us into the world of Nana.
This cenotaph was established here by the descendants of Nana, and it was to commemorate the centenary, the 100 years war at Ebruhimi, which was fought at 1894. So 1894 to 1994, that's 100 years. So we decided to put up this cenotaph with the statue to remember that very war which was fought in Ebruhimi. This is Nana's statue, and this statue is of Chief Nana Olomu. Okubeni, Denden Kumo, Ejele Gwama. He was born 1840 and he died 1916. The war was not fought in Koko. The war was fought in Ebruhimi. The British people were the people that he fought. They did not defeat him, but he went to Lagos and surrendered, and that is what happened. But on the long run, they sent him on exile to Gold Coast, Accra, in 1896, after he was given amnesty to come back home from the exile. So he came, instead of going
Nana Olumo.
Nana's Ichekiri antecedents. Nana came from he had other sisters and brothers, and these are the Eburu Abiwaye Akeko. Egbele number 5 is Olomu, and Omawumi is the junior sister. But the uterine sister, that is Amere and Weroko, Amere had one child to another person, and the combination of the children of these two sisters make the community Koko. That is the two sisters' children. We call it Ugogomeje, or the seventh stock. The combination of the two sisters' children, they are 7. They form the Koko community. That's the 7th stock. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the map of Ebruhimi, where they fought the British with the 3 war boats here, and there is another one that has gone in, and that one is called Alecto, and it fell into the midst of 23 stockage, that's cannon guns, and the boat Alecto was fired on. Man and the boat were destroyed in 1894, September 25th. So they had to call for other war boats because they did not expect that Nana would put up such strong fight. They felt that they would come and carry Nana and throw into their war boat and drive away, but it was not a picnic, my dear.
The leadership lifestyle of Nana as a merchant and governor is showcased in this bay. Even though Nana cherished family, life and upheld them in his kind virtues, but as a governor, he designed his house to accommodate his people as well as foreigners without compromising his privacy. This is seen in this Nana's generous bay as well as his dining room.
By the time he finished building this house, he decided to call his brothers and sisters that they are that very wall scattered, so that they should come, so that they joined him here and developed the town. And so when they came, he gave them places to stay. You know, he was allotting places for them. Then they were always coming here for breakfast, for lunch, dinner, and supper. You know, with mats on the veranda. And the food was cooked with pots. But you will not see the cooked food again, but you will see the pot with which those soup were cooked. And this is 80 gallons, supported by two 60-gallon pots. Ceramic facing plates to show how we, and this, that is the Jaws, the Robos, the Chekeris, this is how we eat our meal. We sit with our right hand to the plate, like this. So this is the starch, this is the banga soup. Then the other person sits this way, that is with his right hand to the plate. So that's how you sit around and then eat your dinner. Nana's dining hall, this was built for him 1911. And so whatever chairs and tables you have here were built by these trained children from Accra. Just everything that is on this place were made from that very tree under which he supervised the building. So, and they made this dining hall for him in 1911. So right from then he had been sitting on this place to eat his meal. 1914, Lord Lugard came here and sat here and ate meal from this table before he divided Nigeria into three. So Lord Lugard left this one as a gift, because as at that time we fetch water from the Olugbo River direct to these brass pitchers. I think you understand. And you know, you take water for here for drinking. But by the time 1914, when Lord Lugard came, he has to leave this one for him as a gift.
The library used to be Nana's main reception room. Here he received, entertained his special and important guests.
This is the reception room for Nana, where he entertained visitors. This is the man, that is the Nana Olomu that we are talking about. These were the children, the sons and the nephews that schooled at Accra, who helped to build this house and made a dining hall for him. His bosom friend that was with him 30 years before the war, 1894. So by 1864, they were already friends. And this and himself were to found a bank. And the bank was to be called British Bank for West Africa, because this is Britain. And remember that this man is from West Africa. And so that bank, you know, grew to become Standard Bank. And this Standard Bank metaphorized go there. You see, that is Nana died. So the child now was still under, it was just 6 years. The son of that very person was even a manager of First Bank before he died. This man, the Nana's first son in Kuku, this man said that he should be given his own name, Neville. So we had one Neville Nana, 1910. I think it's that. And it is the child of that Neville that was a manager in this thing. And that thing still continues. The longest single wood bench in the world, which was from that very tree under which Nana supervised the building. This is his room as at that time. You see, when the British people were coming, they came with some gifts from the Queen of England, Queen Victoria the Fifth. You see, they brought 6 guard swords from Buckingham Palace. They brought 6 ceremonial walking sticks from the London Mayor, and they brought a staff of office as an authority to him. So with this, they want to support him for whatever he does in Africa. We are talking about Africa, not Nigeria. Okay? And the other year, because they brought this in 1884, the other year, 1885, they had this Berlin conference where they decided to partition Africa for themselves. The British people took this place, that is Nigeria, and Ghana, which is Gold Coast. And, you know, not only that, they discussed the price of things they used to buy, and then they reduced the price drastically. They said that the Queen of England has given them that direction, and they sealed it. And so, you know, they came with a lower price for our oil and other things they buy here. And so it didn't go down well with Nana, and so Nana refused the price tag. And so that was the cause of the fight they had in Ebohimi. And so 1890, you know, one consul honestly called him to ask him whether he will concede. He refused. And so he has to smash this thing from him, got it broken because of the fury. You see, because of the fury, you see, the lower part of the staff fell into the sea, and he sent this back, this very one. He sent it back to the Queen, that Nana is no more their governor. Remember that before this time, anyway, it is the Shekiris that made him governor. So, you know, he didn't budge. But this thing had to stay in England. It was there in the Parliament for a number of years, from 1890 to 1915, when that his bosom friend, Neville, that white man, decided to write petitions, and then was able to retrieve it from the British people, then sent it to him, to Nana in Kuku, 1915. With this letter, this boat is a replica of what he used to use to visit his customers to buy oil. With this, he goes to Kokori, he goes to Agbon and Okpara waterside, and even inland, and buy oil. But the original of it got rotted out in the canal behind here. Yeah, this is a lamp that he used to put in his warboat and all this. But actually, if you look at it, you see, it's red. And his war boys used to put red clothes to do their war. This actually is a heater, you know. But, you know, when you light it, you know, this place will be red. But you can, this one will heat. When he was here, you know, he used this one to heat during the cold season. Like this is a street lamp. This type you still get it old European places. All other things are his artifacts, what he used to use during his time. He presents Kola Nut with this rabbit beach to visitors, right? Not only white people, important people, friends. And this is just tankards for wine and palm wine. These are goblets. You know, he was not a smoker, but he used to snuff his instruments. This is the hot that they used to drink those days, like this snap and a snap. Okay, this is how it used to be before. This is the wooden iron we were using before the British came. When they came now, they bought our bread with this iron. This is the first iron. So this one was just direct to the fire, and they hold this place with rag. Then we couldn't use this one again. Some people used to ask me, how do we use it? Okay, it is steamed. They steam it. You know, steam is hotter than boiling water. So they put it on pot, boiled water, steam. You have to, by the time you remove one and put the other one, this one, you know, it will be wet first. But the moment you bring this one out, put the other one, this one is dried. So you can use it for soldier khaki. But they didn't allow us to, you know, begin to develop our own technology. They brought their own, and then now they have done it with electricity and all others.
This is the story of Nana Living History Museum. So if you have not visited the hidden treasure, then do so on your next vacation.
Nature also gives you the economic importance of the trees. We are talking of job and wealth creation.
You are watching NTA, Nigerian Television Authority.